One day Arjun was indulging in some indecent behavior in his room with the curtains closed. He had forgotten to lock the door. Suddenly Radhika came in. Arjun's sly deception could shatter a woman's pride. As soon as Radhika went in, she was shocked to see Arjun acting like this, and he continued. When he came out, Radhika asked, "What were you doing inside?" Arjun replied, "Radhika, you know everything. What do you want to hear from me?" Radhika replied, "That's fine, but you should have been a little shy when you saw me." He then replied, "Radhika, how would I have known you would come into the room just like that? I wasn't doing anything wrong anyway." Radhika replied, "That's not the point. Maybe you don't know. A woman can get carried away by a young man." Arjun replied, "So Radhika, you should do it too." Radhika said, "I can do it, but only if you're my husband, then I'll help you. Come to me, I'll fix it." Angrily she said, "Don't bother me by talking too much or I'll tell my husband, you know, what you're saying." "Hey Radhika, I can do all that." Then Radhika angrily said, "You've lost your mind." Before Radhika could say anything else, Arjun quickly ran away. Radhika was arrogant, but she was very beautiful. He always stared at her intently. If she looked at him, he would look away. Radhika's husband loved Arjun more than his own children. But Radhika also wore some of her clothes. Even though she was 40, she still looked like a 20-year-old. He wanted to seduce Radhika, but he couldn't bring himself to look at her, so he didn't shy away from her. Now he was thinking, well, at least Radhika had seen him today. They were both in the house most of the time. So he decided to confess his feelings today, now that Radhika had seen him. The right time had come. So he said it jokingly. "Radhika, if you were my wife, I wouldn't go out for a single day. I would stay with my wife at night." He continued to say things to his Radhika without any shame or embarrassment. "I would do this with my wife, then I would do that." He was also a young man of 20. Radhika was very beautiful and would often joke with Arjun. Arjun and Radeeka lived like friends. One night Radhika's husband started looking at Radhika in the room. Then both husband and wife were trying their best to assert their rights. He stood and watched. Arjun was still a bachelor. His Radhika was very beautiful and cheerful. She always joked with him. If Arjun expressed his feelings, she would react with extreme indifference. When Radhika was newly arrived in their home, she was tall and had a round, fair face. Whenever she looked at Arjun, her devouring gaze would pierce his chest. Initially, he would always look for excuses to talk to her, but she would always turn to him. From then on, he understood that Radhika was filled with pride about her beauty. Arjun's husband, Radeeka, worked for a company located 50 kilometers from her home. So it would be midnight by the time he returned home, and sometimes he wouldn't come at all. If there was a lot of work, he would stay there for days because the daily commute became too difficult. When Radhika's husband wasn't home, Radhika would stay alone in her room. Arjun had often seen Radhika talking to the men in the house. Arjun, looking at Radhika, felt that her husband came home at midnight. Rarely. Therefore, Radhika's desires must not have been fulfilled because Radhika wasn't able to devote as much time to her as she needed. He understood this very well. One morning, Arjun saw Radhika very tired. He asked Radhika, "What's wrong? Why are you so sad?" Radhika replied, "I'm not feeling well." Arjun made tea for Radhika and brought her medicine from the medical store. After taking it, Radhika went to her room. After a while, he went to Radhika's room to inquire about her health. Radhika was burning with fever. She had a very high fever. He asked, "Radhika, will your husband be home today?" Radhika replied, "My husband won't be home for several days. He's out on business." Arjun then wondered what to do. Radhika's condition was worsening. He went to the doctor and said, "Doctor, my Radhika is very ill." The doctor said, "Okay, brother, don't worry. A short while later, the doctor arrived. He gave Radeeka an injection and prescribed some medicines. After about an hour, Radeeka started to feel better. The next morning, while Arjun was drinking tea, Radeeka said, "Arjun, come to me for a minute." When he went to her, Radeeka said, "Arjun, will you forgive me?" Arjun asked, "For what?" Radeeka replied, "Since I came to this house, I haven't loved you directly." "But how much do you care for me?" Arjun replied, "Radeeka, it's okay. I consider you mine." Then he thought about confessing his feelings to Radeeka. That's right. But then he realized that expressing his feelings at this time could be a big mistake. Radeeka might get angry, because she's just started talking to me. If I tell him everything now, it'll be too soon. I'll be quick to anger Radeeka, so I'll have to earn her love even more first. It'll be better to tell her later. After that, Radeeka and Arjun became very good friends. Now he obeyed Radeeka's every command and did whatever she asked immediately. That's why Radeeka started to love him even more. One day, Radeeka said to him, "Arjun, my husband rarely comes home. You should come to my room late at night. We can talk. I don't feel like being alone." Arjun's heart was filled with joy. He thought, Radeeka is falling for me. Now I'll strike as soon as the iron is hot. It's even easier to say it now. The opportunity could come any time. Arjun went to Radeeka's room. Radeeka was bent over doing some household chores. Seeing Radeeka, his heart fluttered and he went to his room and started watching the video on his mobile phone. He turned the volume up high so it could be heard throughout Radeeka's room. He had placed the microphone outside to detect anyone coming from the door. His intention was something else, just enjoying the sound. He didn't even notice when his Radeeka entered the room, and then she followed him and started watching the video. But Arjun didn't notice. Then Radeeka coughed lightly, and when he looked up from the video, he saw his Radeeka standing behind him, laughing. He quickly turned off his mobile phone and pretended to be completely terrified. Radeeka grabbed his ear and asked, "Why are you turning it off now? Are you scared?" Then, with a slight laugh and a little nervousness, he said, "Yes, Radeeka, it's natural to feel scared when someone catches you doing something like that." Then she said, "So you're scared now?" "I wasn't scared then." When they were watching this in the room with so much noise, he said, "Radeeka, what can I say? I don't know what's in the room. When I'm alone, my heart starts to feel restless." Then he took Radeeka's hand and sat on the bed and said, "Radeeka, if you don't mind, I want to tell you something. If you tell me, I'll tell you, and you'll be offended." Radeeka said, "Let it go." "I won't say it." Radeeka said, "You can say anything, I won't be offended." Then Radeeka said, "If I wanted to feel bad, after seeing what you've done, I would have complained to my husband." Hearing this, Arjun glanced at her briefly and then said, "Radeeka, you're so beautiful, Radeeka. I've liked you since you first came to this house." Radeeka smiled and said, "Okay, then tell me what you want to say." Arjun said, "Radeeka, I just want to talk to you about one thing." Before that, Radeeka said, "Arjun, are you in your senses? How can this be? If my husband finds out about this, he won't leave me alive and will throw me out of the house." Arjun said, "Radeeka, we'll do this secretly away from the eyes of the family.